Yes, your 2024 NRLW Grand Finalists are locked and loaded. The Sydney Roosters booking a date with the Cronulla Sharks in the decider in 7 days' time. A huge congratulations to John Strange's team. The Roosters, they've always been a star-studded side, but it's been a bit of a hoodoo the last couple of years, this finals experience for them. It is their first grand final since 2021, and in so doing, they end the Knights' stranglehold over the title, and it also ends their three-peat dream. They did make it a respectable scoreline, 25 points to 16, but the Roosters all too good. They're big guns. They were back. Jess Surgis, Taryn Aiken, Isabel Kelly. They got through the game, most importantly, and hang on to get through. Lauren Brown, Grace Kemp and Jada Taylor, who is still singing Up Up Cronulla from our first game. What do you think? You're taking on the Chookies.
Redemption time, I think. It's time to bring it on. Yeah. Obviously today they were clinical. Taryn Aiken put on a show, and I think you can tell how good they were through Tamika's face there. You know, she was frustrated. She never stopped trying. But it's time, Sharkies time, I think.
Yes, second v third on the ladder. This was a big test for the Roosters to overcome, and this game was set up by what they did in the first half. What did you think of the overall performance?
I think it was very convincing overall. They had obviously had a game plan and they executed it to a T. Started off from at the back with Sammy Bremner diffusing those kicks, then the back five jumping on that, getting the roll on, the forwards then adding on top of that, kick to a corner, defend, line speed, on repeat the whole game, and I think that was the most impressive.
We were talking at halftime, Grace, about how the Knights had a mountain to climb. Their forwards just didn't get into the battle of this one early.
Yeah, definitely. I think Strange, you touched on at the start that they had to do their homework and they had to find a way to shut down Tamika, and they did that by shutting down their forwards and not giving them the opportunity to get Tamika that ball and get them those metres. So they did a really great job in shutting them down, and just great to see them get the reward for that.
Well, as we look at these Telstra full-time highlights, all of the Tricolours' tries, they were scored in the first half, and there was a period, a 10-minute period before half-time where they proved too strong. The killer blow was really landed there. The Knights really couldn't get back into it, and denying them the opportunity to find any rhythm. Lauren?
Yeah, it was in those crucial moments when the Roosters did have to come up with points, they did, and then in the other hand, Knights did not come up with points when they should have. They didn't execute, they dropped the ball or didn't complete their sets and didn't capitalise. So I think that was kind of summed up the game. Taryn Aiken had her hands on the ball and had her hands all over everything, and Sammy Bremner knows how to score a try.
We had seen glimpses of frustration from the Knights throughout the season, but we thought that, Jada, they had gotten that out of their system, and we gave them every chance to come back here.
Yeah, I think there's just a little bit of disconnection there. You never know what's going on behind closed doors. I fully get that, but at the moment it looks like they're a bit disconnected, and I think you could tell that in the game today. It just wasn't working. You could read lips, and they're just frustrated. They didn't know what was going on, and when you don't know how your team's playing, that hurts. But I know BJ is a coach, and he's great, so I just don't know what's happening there, and like I said, you never know what's going on behind closed doors, but it just looked a little bit disconnected today.
There was a big round of applause in the second half from the field goal specialist beside me when Taryn Aiken put up the one-pointer, really to put the result, which was already beyond doubt, but beyond doubt. Why were you so pleased for the playmaker, Lauren?
I was so pleased for Taryn because we have done a little bit of kicking here and there in camps that we've been in, and she's like, hey, let's go do some field goal practice, and it's really cool to see her execute in the game. Clutch moment for her, and I'm really glad she had that moment because she has put the work in, and she had a stamp all over that game, and that sealed it.
It could come in handy. We never know next week. Roosters and Sharks, these two teams had to overcome a significant setback at the beginning of the year. They lost you, Jada, the Sharks fullback, and the Roosters lost Corbin Baxter to start the season. To see Sammy Bremner come back and, I guess, with each and every game, gain confidence has been a really key moment in this NRLW season, and to see her today put on 2 tries in a game that sees her through to an NRLW Grand Final. We know Sammy, she's a winner. She will love this.
She will be absolutely frothing this at the moment. I don't know why she's going to give it up. Honestly, I reckon she could play forever. She's still so young at heart. She plays like she's 20. She's just a competitor as well. Like you said, she wants to win all the time, and you can't ask for anything more from a player. If they want to win, they will find a way, and I don't think she'll find a way next week, but it was great to see her today.
How important, Grace, are leaders like Sammy in young sides or in sides where you've had disruption, key injuries, to have someone like her slot in and just be able to really play her part? She hasn't had to overplay it this season because there are so many great players in this Roosters lineup.
I think her role in that team is like a mum, and for her to step into that role after such a massive injury for Corbin was huge. And I think she just hasn't let anyone down, and especially her kids on the sideline.
Yes.
I definitely think she's made them proud.
Yeah. Mum, you are super cool, cooler than anyone I know. Let's talk about the other returning stars, and what we learnt today about Isabel Kelly is that she can play with one arm. She, for those of home that don't remember, she dislocated it last week, and we learnt in the pre-game that she has a ruptured ligament in that elbow. But still, look at those numbers, Lauren, like, honestly.
It just shows you how tough she really is, and the numbers that she put out today was so impressive. She does so much for this team. Just her being out there on the field instills so much confidence in the girls. Her defensive efforts, but also she starts their sets off like in yardage with these carries. It really helps their middle pack out, gives them a little bit of a breather. And then when it comes to their attacking third, she's still got enough energy to run some lines there for a half.
Look at the metres count. She's on top of it. Amelia Elliott just behind her. I mean, it's all Roosters, other than Knights winger Sheridan Gallagher, who did try her heart out today. What about the likes of Taryn Aiken, who we spoke about, the field goal hero, but just her effort in the first half as well, playing busted. She's got a shoulder injury herself. How wary are your Sharkies going to have to be of her?
So wary. The creativity she's got is second to none in this competition. I think the chip and chase that she did earlier on in the game really just showed that she can pull any trick out of a hat, and I think that's obviously a threat. The fact that she's willing to throw a cutout pass, if it's first tackle or fifth tackle, she doesn't care. I think that is what we'll be wary of, but if you shut anyone down, you go a long way to winning the game, and I think they did that to Tamika today.
I think what we've also seen this NRLW season is the kicking game of our halves go to another level, and that's something that we're going to see more and more of. Lauren, you're a gun at that yourself, but just how it's so important, Grace, in these big games to have someone like Jocelyn Kelleher that can put the opposition under the pump with a bomb or a trick. Was it a 40-30 she came up with as well?
40-20.
40-20?
40-15.
Yeah. That's not easy to do, right?
Not at all.
Yeah, no, but how crucial will she be next week as well?
So important. I think the Sharks have to do their homework on her and other girls like Aiken with their kicking game. Just to shut them down early, get that kick pressure on them. I think Liv is a great one with the kick pressure, especially in the other teams.
That one.
Yeah, unreal. Like, just being able to shut those key players down is going to be huge.
Yeah, an enormous game from the Roosters today. And, of course, the Knights, now coming into this, talking a big game, we know they have been at the top for such a very long time. I mean, it really has been the story of the day where the winning side did a really good job of ruffling feathers, unsettling their middles, and also in the back end of games not allowing their stars to shine. And that's how Newcastle will feel, that they weren't given a chance to play their game today.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Roosters contained the Knights so well and didn't let them play in the good part of the field, which is your try line. So that's where you want to be scoring and having attacking footy. And I think the Roosters just starved the Knights of the ball. And when you starve them of the ball in good area, then you don't have Tamika Upton with her hands on the ball in a threatening space. So it's definitely a different footy game.